Indian company Tata has once again stunned the world with the revival of one of its most legendary vehicles, the Tata Sierra, now reimagined for the modern era and set to launch on November 25, 2025. This isn't just a comeback, it's a bold statement from Tata Motors, offering the Sierra in three powerhouse variants, petrol, diesel, and a cutting-edge electric version, that are already sparking conversations from the bustling streets of Mumbai to the boardrooms of international giants like Tesla, Toyota, and even emerging players like BYD. Experts are buzzing with speculation. Is this the Indian disruptor that's finally bridging the gap between affordable innovation and global standards? Some are hailing it as a direct counterpunch to Tesla's upcoming Model 2, with its promise of superior range at a fraction of the cost, while others see it shaking up Toyota's stronghold in hybrid efficiency. In the vast Indian market, where over 4 million vehicles are sold annually and electric adoption is skyrocketing, the Sierra represents more than a car. It's the dawn of a new chapter where Indian engineering challenges the status quo. Curiosity is at an all-time high about its powertrains, from the refined petrol smoothness to the torque-heavy diesel grunt and the silent prowess of VEV. But the real head-turner? Its pricing strategy, expected to start as low as 11 lakh rupees for base models, making premium features accessible to the masses. If you're eager to uncover the layers of technology, design brilliance, and market-shifting potential that could redefine electric mobility worldwide, stick with this deep dive right through to the end. And hey, before we accelerate into the details, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on these in-depth automotive breakdowns. We're bringing the future of driving straight to you. To truly appreciate the Sierra's triumphant return, we have to rewind to its origins, a time when Tata Motors was pioneering SUVs in a market dominated by sedans and basic commuters. Launched in 1991, the original Sierra was a game-changer, India's first indigenously designed sport utility vehicle, boasting a rugged ladder frame chassis, a distinctive boxy silhouette with that iconic wraparound rear window, and a 2.0-liter Peugeot-sourced diesel engine that delivered reliable performance on the country's notoriously challenging roads. It wasn't just about utility. The Sierra exuded adventure, becoming a symbol of aspiration for urban explorers and highway haulers alike. Sales peaked at over 50,000 units in its heyday, but by the early 2000s, evolving tastes toward more car-like SUVs and stricter emission norms led to its discontinuation in 2005. It wasn't just about utility. The Sierra exuded adventure, becoming a symbol of aspiration for urban explorers and highway haulers alike. Sales peaked at over 50,000 units in its heyday, but by the early 2000s, evolving tastes toward more car-like SUVs and stricter emission norms led to its discontinuation in 2005. Fast forward 2 decades, and Tata's decision to resurrect it taps into a wave of nostalgia fueled by social media reels and collector communities, where vintage Sierra owners share tales of off-road escapades and monsoon-proof durability. The 2025 model honors that heritage while evolving into a sophisticated midsize SUV measuring approximately 4.3 meters in length with a wheelbase around 2.6 meters, ensuring it slots perfectly between the compact Nexon and the larger Harrier. This revival aligns with Tata's Drive New Forever philosophy, blending retro charm with futuristic tech, and it's no coincidence that the unveil happened just days ago, building hype ahead of the festive season launch. Imagine driving a piece of history that's been upgraded for tomorrow. That's the Sierra's promise, and it's why waitlists are already forming at dealerships across India. Now, let's zoom out to Tata's dominant position in the Indian automotive landscape, because understanding this context reveals why the Sierra's return feels like a seismic event. Tata Motors, part of the Tata Group conglomerate, commands a staggering 15% share of India's passenger vehicle market as of 2025, with annual sales surpassing 800,000 units last fiscal year alone. But it's in the electric vehicle segment where Tata reigns supreme, holding a whopping 68% market share thanks to hits like the Nexon EV, which alone moved over 200,000 units in 2024, and the Punch EV, a budget-friendly crossover that's outselling even Maruti staples. This isn't luck, it's strategy. Tata invested early in EV infrastructure, partnering with Tata Power for over 10,000 charging stations nationwide, and its in-house battery tech from the Tata Gigafactory in Gujarat ensures cost efficiencies that foreign rivals can't match. The Sierra fits seamlessly into this ecosystem, targeting the mid-size SUV sweet spot where Hyundai Creta and Kia Seltos currently duke it out for 500,000 annual sales. By offering 3 powertrain choices under one roof, Tata addresses India's diverse buyer profiles, from fuel-conscious city dwellers to range-anxious EV skeptics, while undercutting competitors on price without skimping on safety or features. Globally, Tata's eyeing exports to 50 countries by 2026, leveraging JLR's, Jaguar Land Rover's, engineering know-how. In a year where India's EV sales hit 1.5 million units, up 40% from 2024, the Sierra could propel Tata past the million EV milestone, solidifying its role as the people's champion against pricier imports. The genius of the 2025 Sierra lies in its versatile powertrain lineup, a rare trifecta of petrol, diesel, and electric options that caters to every lifestyle without forcing compromises. Starting with the petrol variants, these are tailored for the urban hustle, where stop-go traffic demands refinement over raw power. The base model gets a 1.5-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine, churning out 115 horsepower and 140 newton-meters of torque, paired with a smooth 6-speed manual or optional AMT for effortless city sprints. Expect fuel efficiency around 18 to 20 kpl in mixed conditions, thanks to variable valve timing and a lightweight aluminum block that keeps revs peppy without the turbo lag. For those craving more, the turbo petrol guys, the 1.5-liter Hyperion TGDI, ups the ante to 170 horsepower and 280 newtons, mated to a slick 7-speed DCT automatic that shifts like a premium European box. This setup promises 0 to 100 km per hour in under 9 seconds, ideal for overtaking on NH48, with real-world mileage dipping to 16 kpl under load but soaring to 22 on highways. Both petrol engines comply with BS6 Phase 2 emissions, incorporating a close-coupled catalyst and EGR for cleaner burns, and they're tuned for E20 biofuel compatibility, aligning with India's green fuel push. Shifting gears to diesel, where Tata's Cryotech engine family shines for long-haul warriors. The 1.5-liter turbo diesel delivers 115 horsepower and a muscular 260 newton, emphasizing low-end torque for effortless hill climbs and trailer towing, perfect for Rajasthan's dunes or Kerala's Ghats. Paired with a 6-speed manual or torque converter auto, it boasts class-leading 22 to 24 kpl, aided by a variable geometry turbo and low-friction internals that minimize NVH. For diesel purists seeking more grunt, rumors swirl of a 2.0-liter Cryotech option borrowed from the Harrier, pumping 170 horsepower and 350 newtons for those rare buyers who demand Harrier-like highway poise in a compact package. Diesel's enduring appeal in India, still 45% of SUV sales, stems from its robustness. Tata's IRA connected tech even predicts maintenance via app alerts, ensuring these engines run trouble-free for 2 lakh kilometers. But the crown jewel, the electric Sierra, is where Tata pulls ahead of the pack, built on the Gen 2 Actiev platform that's already proven in the Curve EV. Battery choices include a 55 kilowatt-hour pack for 400-plus kilometer range or a 65 kilowatt-hour for 500 kilometers, ARI certified, powered by a single rear motor, RWD, making 150 horsepower and 215 newtons, or an optional dual-motor AWD setup for 200 horsepower and all-terrain grip. Acceleration, 0 to 100 in 8.5 seconds for the base EV, with regenerative braking recapturing up to 25% energy on descents. Charging is a breeze, 10 to 80% in 45 minutes via 50 kilowatt DC fast chargers or a full overnight top-up on 7.2 kilowatt AC at home. Tata's Ziptron tech adds liquid-cooled batteries with IP67 sealing, shrugging off monsoons and 50-degree heat, while V2L, vehicle-to-load, lets you power a campsite fridge from the ports. Priced from 20 lakh, this EV isn't just competitive, it's a Tesla Model 2 slayer, offering more range for half the dollars, and with over-the-air updates, it'll evolve like a smartphone. Delving deeper into the Sierra's engineering secrets, Tata has layered in innovations that elevate it beyond mere specs. For ICE models, the engines feature Tata's new NVH suite, dual-mass flywheels and hydraulic mounts that hush cabin noise to luxury SUV levels, even at idle. The exhaust note? A subtle growl via active valves, tunable through drive modes. Eco for sipping fuel, city for agile maneuvers, and sport for spirited runs. Diesel particulate filters and selective catalytic reduction keep emissions 20% below norms, earning green rebates in states like Maharashtra. On the EV front, the Acti-Eve skateboard chassis lowers the center of gravity by 15%, sharpening handling without compromising the 200mm ground clearance, essential for Indian potholes. Battery chemistry? Tata's LFP cells from Agratas promise 80% capacity retention after 160,000 kilometers with thermal runaway safeguards tested to 600 degrees Celsius. The dual-motor AWD isn't gimmicky. It vectors torque 100 to 0 to 0 to 100 wheel bias in milliseconds, conquering 30% inclines or slippery Mumbai rains. Regenerative paddles behind the wheel let you harvest energy one-handed, while the e-Park Assist autonomously slots into tight bays using 12 ultrasonic sensors. Tata's even teasing bidirectional charging, turning the Sierra into a home backup during blackouts, a nod to India's power grid realities. These aren't bolt-ons, they're holistic, from the aero-optimized underbody panels slicing drag by 10% to the structural adhesive bonds enhancing rigidity by 25% over the old Omega arc. In short, the Sierra's tech stack isn't just new, it's thoughtfully Indian, solving real-world pains like dust ingress with sealed electronics and UV-resistant paints for eternal shine. Pitting the Sierra EV against Tesla's Model 2 head-to-head reveals a fascinating David versus Goliath tale. The Model 2, slated for 2026 with a 400-kilometer range on its 53 kilowatt-hour LFP pack, aims for $25,000 globally, but could hit $30 lakh in India post-import duties. Sierra? 500 kilometers on 65 kilowatts, starting at 20 lakh, with AWD as standard on top trims, something the rear-drive Model 2 skips to cut costs. Tesla's ace is its supercharger network, but Tata counters with 5,000 points and plug-and-play home kits under 50,000 rupees. Acceleration favors Sierra's dual motors, 8.5 seconds versus Model 2's 9.5 seconds, and in sweltering Delhi summers, Tata's glycol-cooled packs outperform Tesla's air-cooled ones, retaining 95% efficiency versus 85%. Software? Both OTA capable, but Sierra's IRA integrates with Aadhaar-linked telematics for theft alerts and service scheduling, a local edge. Price parity aside, Sierra's 5-star NCAP promise, bolstered by 6 airbags, ESP, and Level 2 ADAS, matches Tesla's safety halo without the premium tag. Globally, as India exports 100,000 EVs by 2026, Sierra could flood Southeast Asia, underbidding Model 2 by 30% and forcing Elon Musk to rethink affordability plays. Toyota's hybrid empire faces an equally intriguing challenger in the Sierra's mild hybrid petrol setup, rumored for mid-2026. Toyota Urban Cruiser Highrider's 1.5-liter strong hybrid nets 27 kilometers per liter but starts at 16 lakh with eCVT smoothness. Sierra's TGDI with 48V assist adds 20 horsepower electric boost for seamless torque fill, hitting 24 kilometers at 14 lakh. In city crawls, Sierra's EV mode for the first 50 kilometers per hour sips zero fuel, mimicking Prius efficiency without the complexity. Highway merges? Combined 190 horsepower outpaces Highrider's 115, and Tata's 7 DCT shifts crisper than Toyota's belt drive. Maintenance? Sierra's self-diagnostic ECU flags issues early, slashing visits by 15% over Toyota's sealed units. In fuel-thirsty India, where hybrids hold 10% SUV share, Sierra democratizes the tech, potentially flipping 20% of Highrider's 50,000 unit sales. The Sierra's global ripple effects are undeniable, from Auto Expo 2025 headlines to CES panels debating EV from the East. Western outlets like Top Gear praise its nostalgic futurism, while Reuters notes Tata's 70% Indian EV dominance as a blueprint for emerging markets. Tesla's India entry hinges on subsidies, but Sierra's local sourcing, 95% CKD, dodges tariffs, eyeing 50,000 exports to ASEAN by 2027. Toyota, with 4 lakh annual India sales, watches warily as Sierra hybrids could erode 15% market in 2 years. BYD's Atto 3, at 25 lakh for 420 kilometers, loses on range and service net, Tata's 500-plus touchpoints versus BYD's nascent 50. As India aims for 30% EV penetration by 2030, Sierra catalyzes a $50 billion industry boom, exporting to Africa and Latin America, where affordability trumps brand cachet. It's not hype, it's hegemony shifting south. Design-wise, the 2025 Sierra is a masterclass in heritage evolution, measuring 4,315 millimeters long, 1870 millimeters wide, and 1915 millimeters tall, with 205/65 R17 tires hugging 19-inch alloys. Frontal aggression? A blacked-out grille spells Sierra in bold, flanked by split LED DRLs forming a lightsaber bar, and adaptive projectors piercing fog like lasers. The profile? Flush handles, character lines echoing the 90s rake, and that signature 3/4 glass house now with electrochromic tinting for privacy. Rear? Connected LEDs wink in sequences, with a skid plate guarding the diff. Colors span pristine white to Bengal rouge with black roof options for contrast. Build? High-tensile steel monocoque, 60% AHSS, absorbs crashes like a champ. 210mm clearance laughs at speed humps, and aero tweaks, CD 0.32, aid efficiency. It's rugged yet refined. Think Land Rover Soul in a Maruti wallet. Step inside, and the Sierra's living room on wheels ethos unfolds across a dual-tone cabin awash in soft-touch vegan leather and ambient RGB lighting. The triple 12.3-inch screens, infotainment, driver cluster, passenger tablet, run Tata's QNX OS, supporting wireless Android Auto/Apple CarPlay and AR navigation overlaying potholes in real time. The 4-spoke wheel, illuminated logo glowing, houses haptic controls for volume and cruise. Seats? Ventilated leatherettes with 8-way power, memory for driver, and ottomans on rears for lounge mode. Space? 600-liter boot expands to 1,500 with 60/40 splits, knee room for 6-footers, and a flat floor sans tunnel. Climate? Dual zone with PM 2.5 filters and aroma diffusers. JBL 9-speaker Dolby Atmos turns commutes into concerts, while the panoramic sunroof floods light without UV bleed. Details delight. Cooled console fridge, 45W wireless pads, and ambient scripts projecting adventure awaits. It's family fortress meets tech den. Features stack like a premium packed. Level 2 ADAS with adaptive cruise scanning 200 meters ahead, auto park summoning via app, and 360 HD cams with transparent mode. Connected? V2V alerts for black spots, geo-fenced kid locks, and Alexa integration for Tata Play Monsoon playlist. Safety? 6 bags, knee for driver, hill descent at 30 kilometers an hour, and 98% structural efficiency. Off-road? 6 modes, snow, mud, rock, torque vectoring through diffs. At 1120 lakh for ICE, 2030 for EV, Sierra slashes barriers. Base Pure gets basics, Accomplished adds sunroof, Creative tops with ADAS. V's Creta's 1120 lakh, Sierra's EV Edge wins wallets. Low entry floods roads with 1 lakh units year 1. Low running, EV at 1.5 rupees per kilometer, hooks fleets. Exports, sub-20K pricing storms Vietnam, boosting Forex $2 billion. Tata's safety obsession shines, 5-star GCAP from Altro's DNA, with side impact beams and pedestrian hood pops. Harrier's 350 Nm diesel, Sierra adapts for agility. Future, OTA for ADAS 3.0, solid-state packs for 800 kilometers by 2028, hydrogen pilots. It's not a car, it's Tata's manifesto for mobile India. As we wrap this epic exploration, the Tata Sierra isn't merely reviving a name, it's igniting a revolution. From nostalgic drives to zero-emission futures, it empowers every Indian dreamer. Subscribe for more, like if it revved your engines, and comment your variant pick. The road ahead? Electric, efficient, unstoppable. Drive safe.